Hello, this is Kate Gonzalez from the Learning Center at Rutgers Camden, here to talk to you about presentation success. In this webinar, you will learn tips and tricks for creating a great presentation. We will review preparing and planning for a speech, the need for practice, and how to manage your anxiety around speaking in front of others. All of these things will culminate into helping you learn how to give a great presentation. Now, many students, when they hear that they're going to have to give a presentation or a speech, feel anxiety and fear. This is completely normal. In fact, according to Psychology Today, it's estimated that around 75% of the population in the U.S. struggles with the fear of public speaking. That means that around 238 million people feel anxious when faced with speaking in front of others. The good news is that public speaking is a skill that can be learned and developed just like any other. It takes practice, but it can be done. So let's start at the beginning. The goal of any presentation or speech is generally to either inform others about something you have more information than they do about, to communicate and possibly try to persuade the audience on specific viewpoints, to educate others on a certain topic, or to inspire. Once you know that you will be giving a presentation, the first thing you should do is choose a topic. Now, this might be trickier than you think, as your topic may be assigned without much choice. In any case, assigned or not, you want to try and present on what you know. Let's think of an example of this. If I'm in a psychology class and I'm asked to present on mental wellness, I'm going to think about what I know specifically about my own mental wellness. For me, this might be walking in nature or yoga or listening to music. Now, depending on how much I need to actually present, I'm likely going to only choose one of these subtopics because I don't want to go too broad. However, I know that these are areas of mental wellness that I am interested in and already know quite a bit about. From here, I can begin to do some research. Now, in thinking about research, Merriam Library at CSU recommends applying what they call the CRAP test. You want to ensure that your research is current, which is typically considered to be less than 10 years old. You want to consider relevance. For example, if I'm presenting on yoga and mental wellness, I don't want to use numerous articles about yoga as it relates to various cultures, but I may want to consider using mental wellness and exercise articles. Additionally, we should be careful to ensure we're using research-based journal articles and research. This is not the time for Wikipedia. This will also ensure accuracy of information. Last, we want to focus on purpose when we're considering what research we use in our speech. Why is this specific information relevant? How can I use this research to educate or inspire others in my presentation? Now you're ready to write your speech. When doing this, remember to incorporate personal touches, whether that's telling a relatable or funny story, or sharing an experience you've had that connects you to your topic. This helps the audience feel connected to you on a personal level and will help them become more engaged in your presentation. Next, we should spend some time planning multimedia. Many people find it helpful to have a PowerPoint or Prezi or Google Slide during their presentation. This can be a great way to back up what you're saying with visual aids and even short video clips that'll help prove your point and keep your audience engaged. However, it is important to remember that when using slides, you never want to read directly off of them. They should be kept simple and help to demonstrate a point, but should never have everything that you are saying written on them. If you decide not to use multimedia, that's okay too. Okay, so at this point, you've chosen your topic, done your research, and created your presentation talking points and slideshow if you're using one. The next thing we need to move on to is getting ready for the actual speech. The most important thing is that you know your topic. You're going to need to practice your speech as many times as possible. The better you know your material and what you're trying to say, the easier your presentation will be. Ask friends and family if you can practice your presentation in front of them. Once you've gotten through, ask for feedback. Were there any areas that they didn't understand or would want you to talk about more? What about your body language? Is there any feedback they can offer in this area? Another area to think about is what questions might come up from your audience. If you take some time to think through questions prior to being asked them, You will feel way more confident answering them as they arise. In addition, the more you know about your presentation topic, the easier it will be to answer any question that comes up. The day of your presentation, make sure you get a good night's sleep and eat a healthy breakfast and lunch. Immediately before a speech or presentation tends to be the time where most people feel the most anxiety. Practice and keep in mind some of these de-escalation techniques: deep breathing, drinking water, chewing gum, but remember to spit it out before presenting, using visualization techniques. So for this, you can think about the actual presentation, yourself going in front of the audience, giving your presentation, and then remembering to remind yourself that you can do this. Use relaxation exercises such as stretching or taking a quick walk right before your presentation. And also self-massage. You can massage your shoulders, your arms, your hands. Lastly, don't panic. You've got this. Okay, so now we're here. You're actually giving the presentation. Let's talk a bit about your body language. During this time, remember to breathe. Slow down. Look around the audience and find a friendly face or two. Keep going back to these faces as you're delivering your presentation. Don't be afraid to smile or move around as you speak. Some people prefer to stand entirely still or behind a podium. Some people use hand gestures. Some will walk around the entire time they're speaking. Do what comes naturally and feels comfortable for you. Remember, the audience expects you to be nervous. Showing your vulnerability helps to connect you to those you're speaking with. Be yourself. And now it's time to celebrate. You did it. You gave your presentation, you did the best you could, and you will continue to get better the more you do this. Try to get some feedback from others to see what you might have done differently, and also to know what did the audience enjoy the most. Think about it from your own perspective. What do you feel went well? What are areas you wish you had done differently? No matter what, don't beat yourself up. Instead, celebrate that you accomplished something that 75% of the population is scared to do. Treat yourself. You deserve it.